Welcome back to the Two-Tone Money Super 1 British Championships here at Rowrah. This is actually the first race of the weekend, although it's the 5th in the programme. And the reason that's significant is because we've got drivers all on slick tyres, except for one. Jacob McComb, the man in 5th position, has thrown the dice and decided to go for wet tyres. It is dry at the moment with a few spots of rain. And look, Rashan Chigarimbo has gone from the front of the field down practically to the back. And out front, it is Josh Rowlich who leads the way from Ivan Lomliev through to 2nd position. That looks like Dan Bolton trying to make his way through, but Jacob McComb has come to 2nd. Now it's raining a tiny bit, but he is the only man out there on wet tyres. And look at the lack of grip Rowlich has got in the hairpin. So McComb is going to drive straight through and takes the lead early doors.
Now at this stage, he's hoping it continues raining, because he knows if it continues raining, drizzling as it is.
Look at the field behind.
Yeah, look at the amount of extra grip he's got. He's already got a massive lead, but he needs it to keep raining. If it stops, this circuit will dry up really quickly with all the undulations. But at the moment, McComb, he's made the right decision.
Well, for the moment, but this is a long race, 11 minutes. If he's made the right call for the long term, then he's going to disappear and no one's ever going to see him again. But if it dries up suddenly, his lead is going to absolutely evaporate. As up the inside goes Harvey Ryby, gets the move on the winner of the first round back at PF International, Jess Edgar, as Dan Bolton nearly spears into the side of his teammate, Harvey Ryby.
Big tank slapper for Jess Edgar there. Lucky to hold on to it. This could be a cracking race down the field. Perhaps not out front, because there's the race leader. Look at that.
Oh, Dan Bolton's gone off. Dan Bolton off there at the hairpin. Now he can get it back on. But
he's
that
recovered.
is... Well,
he's recovered and done well to recover, to be honest.
That's
Could
third
easily
position
have got
gone.
caught up in the kitty litter, and here comes Ryby.
Well, Ryby up the inside of a very wide-running Lomliev, but Lomliev knows how to drive in these difficult conditions on the wrong tyres. He's got plenty of experience as a karter, of course, so he'll know that to put the kart on the outside line is actually the slightly faster way, and as a result, Ryby goes for the move to get through, and is unable to deal anything about Lomliev at the moment.
He's held on to the place there. Ryby took the wider line, and well, he hadn't held on to the place, I beg your pardon. It's Lomliev there in what's that, 3rd place?
That is 3rd.
Rowlich has got a nice lead, hasn't he?
Look at Ryby trying to come through. Ryby's trying to get the moves on Lomliev. Very tricky, and he's going to leave the door open for Edgar. Doesn't quite make the move stick. But Edgar is now trying to fend off Rashan Chigarimbo. This is going to be one heck of a race, because nobody from 2nd place down at this point in the race has any grip at all.
Yeah, it's drizzling and the rain is getting fiercer, to be honest, and we've got high winds
There
as
goes
well.
Ryby up the inside of Lomliev. Lomliev could try and get him straight back on the switchback, and he has done so.
Jess Edgar's made up 3 places so far to 5th, started 8th, but 4 places for Jacob McComb out front. Where is McComb? He's not even in the picture.
No, the rain is getting heavier. The rain is getting heavier. So this is an absolute masterstroke from Jacob McComb, the Team Dulux runner. Look, he's not even in the same bit of racetrack as these guys.
Not even in the same postcode, is he, at the moment? Oh, look at that. Now that was fortunate.
That was Lomliev clipping the cone.
Now has that knocked his front nose cone in? Because those cones are heavy.
They really are.
You cannot afford to hit them.
Well, Ryby's on the cut. Oh, and Ryby actually nudges Lomliev there. Now, you could argue he didn't have enough grip to get to the corner, but that could still be picked up. Edgar comes through, so Lomliev is feeling a bit more like a boxer than a racing driver at the moment. He's taking blow after blow, and now he comes back through on Jess Edgar. Let's watch this again.
Now this is that, yeah, there's a nose cone, but now they are very, very heavy. Watch this. Oh, he's just caught it. I think he'll be okay there. I think he'll get away with that. Don't forget, if you do knock the front nose cone in, when you run into somebody, the idea is that if you do run into somebody from behind, your nose cone gets knocked in, and that's an automatic 10-second penalty. It's to stop all the loading that used to go on.
Lomliev diving up the inside this time as Rashan Chigarimbo goes for Jess Edgar, one of only 3 drivers in this round. Now that was contact. Edgar, under braking, clipped Lomliev. You could tell because Lomliev's neck just went backwards under braking. So that's a big moment, and I'm not entirely sure if Lomliev is, well, if Jess Edgar, is going to get away with that one, because if you look at the bumper, it's starting to flap a little bit. So I wonder if she's ended up actually catching Lomliev big style at the back.
Yeah, if you run into the cart in front hard enough, it will knock the nose cone back on the brackets, The scrutineers check all the nose cones when they come in. If your nose cone's back on the bracket as Chigarimbo makes up another place, Rajan Chigarimbo there in the blue suit, then you will get an automatic 10-second penalty, as we've said before earlier in the piece. And that's what it's designed for, to stop people running into the back of other drivers. And Edgar there makes a really nice move on Lomliev, but Lomliev has her straight back on the switchback.
Well, Chigarimbo made the move on Josh McLean, who's in the mix of it. I was just going to say, Jess Edgar was one of 3 drivers, including her teammate Josh McLean, who's got this new Nassau on their karts for the X30 Minis. The other one being the placebo, as you say, yes, being the other one being Josh Rowledge, who's in 2nd position, and he swears blind. I talked to him about this a couple of times. He swears blind. It suits me. I like it. It works really well, but I don't know, maybe that's all psychological.
I don't believe it. That's Chigarimbo going up the inside of Lomliev and holds on to it. Lovely move.
Lovely move from Chigarimbo. Left Lomliev absolutely no room for negotiation about that pass at all. And that was beautifully done by Chigarimbo to keep that door firmly shut. Now, where is McComb? Oh my goodness, McComb is half a minute ahead of Josh Rowledge. Yeah. He is half a minute ahead of the rest of the field. When was the last time a Super 1 race at British national level, a final, was won by half a minute?
Well, that's half a minute at the moment, Jake, but there's still 6 minutes
and it's
to go.
Still, yeah, it's still raining.
This is going to be close to him lapping the entire field, and I've never ever seen that. Even when I've seen races where people have chosen wets over slicks, and normally it's not more than one driver, to be fair, I've never seen the entire field.
Oh, we got it off. That's Rowledge. Rowledge has gone off. Rowledge in 2nd has gone off of the Stewart S's. That is devastating. Rowledge looking for good points in this one. Now he could get back on and hope that the karts in front of him are going to have issues too, because we've still got 5.5 minutes.
It's going to be too far behind, Jake. He's not going to recover it from there. He's way too far behind. He's probably getting it going about now, and they're a good 300-400 metres up the road, so that's a disaster for Rowledge. He was doing so well there in 2nd, but I say so well, quicker than the rest. Obviously, that's why he was a little bit too quick.
Well, that puts Harvey Ryby into 2nd position.
Look at this. We've got the rookies are 1, 2 and 3, Jake.
Yep, the only 3 rookies in the category are 1, 2 and 3 in the race. And to be fair, in 2nd position, Harvey Ryby is doing a fantastic job. The Kato Motorsport young gun, he's had a nightmare season up to this point. He's really struggled, but here at Rowrah, in these conditions, slick tyres in the wet, he is the fastest driver, the best driver out there on slick tyres. Can I just point that out? Of all of the other drivers in this race who have slick tyres, he's the only one who is up in this position. He's leading them all.
There. 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
Another clip of the cone there from Lomliev. That's the 2nd time he's clipped it.
Yeah.
He's in real trouble.
I think Chigarimbo may be upsetting the rookies' party here very quickly. That's Chigarimbo, the driver with more experience than the 2 drivers.
Oh, there goes Edgar! Edgar makes the move on Ryby. Ryby's going to get straight back on the inside and take 2nd position back again. This is going to give Ryby so much confidence here in 2nd position. Effectively 1st of the slick runners. So if they had all gone for slicks, Ryby would be leading this at this point potentially.
Yeah, the Edgar family were heavily involved in setting up this circuit back in the very early 1960s. And Jess Edgar will have done thousands of laps around this circuit, no doubt about it. This is the circuit she would have hoped to have come to and taken the win. She looks up the inside, still can't quite get it done. She's not going to take the win, of course. She's got the wrong tyres on, but Chigarimbo helps himself to the place, and Chigarimbo spoils the 1, 2, 3 party for the rookies. Chigarimbo into 3rd rather, and it's going to be 2nd very quickly, I think.
Yeah, Chigarimbo's going to try and make that move on Harvey. Ryby's done it. He's done it already. Well, fair enough, as Ryby comes again. Not very easy under brakes. Almost clatters straight into the back of Chigarimbo, and this time he does clatter into the back of Chigarimbo. But I have to say, fantastic driving from Harvey Ryby. He's now going to get up the inside of Chigarimbo. He's not going to have the drag out of the corner. Chigarimbo's going to hang on to it, but this is a different Harvey Ryby to what we've seen in the first part of the season. Ryby's doing a terrific job, absolutely sensational job here in 3rd position, and if he can finish up 3rd, he'll be delighted, as will the team. Now, McComb has just gone across the finish line. McComb has just come across the finish line. These guys,
seconds.
Yeah, Rowledge has just crossed the line in 8th position, so he's already lapped Rowledge and Bolton. So I think you're right. I think McComb has got enough time to lap the field. This would be an astonishing result for McComb.
I've got a feeling as well, Jake, with the amount of contact that we've seen already. Jess Edgar we've seen run into the back of somebody. Saw Ryby run into the back of Chigarimbo there.
Yeah. I wonder, actually, looking at McLean's kart as well, his nose looks a little bit out of joint. So Ryby's does look a little bit loose.
There. Looks a little bit low.
Well, if it wasn't before, it certainly is now.
Yeah, could be now. We could be looking at some penalties being dished out at the end.
Ryby's going to go for second. Goodness
more contact
me.
with the front nose cone.
Well, this is. I know the eagerness to get through is obviously going to be a big one as Ryby tries again on Chigarimbo, and Edgar's going to get contact, tapping in. This is an amazing battle for second position, but unfortunately, the more they tag each other, the more likely there is going to be penalties for Ryby and Edgar.
More contact, runs Chigarimbo out of road, and he comes back and takes the pair.
Oh, brilliant.
Great move.
Well, I think both Jessica Edgar and Harvey Ryby are likely to fall victim to penalties at this point. Look at Edgar, she got them both. Edgar mugged them both there. Beautifully done, but I fear that unfortunately these nose-cone penalties are going to be a bit of an issue.
I think Edgar's definitely got her nose cone's definitely dragging there.
That looks like it's dragging.
She's going to get a 10-second
Look at the back of the queue. That is Jacob McComb. That is Jacob McComb at the back of the queue.
He's going to lap the entire field.
Well, there goes Chigarimbo past Harvey Ryby. Ryby gets him straight back again. Ryby goes up and over the curbs. It's just getting better and better and better. Here comes Chigarimbo again for the inside move on Harvey Ryby. He's not going to get through. So now he's going to try and get back on the switchback. Look back, 2 cuts back is Jacob McComb. So he is absolutely flying. McComb is going to continue this run. Look, there he is on the back of Ivan Lomliev. He's lapping the field. This is an astonishing turn of events.
Yeah, amazing. 57 seconds is his lead, and where is he? There he is.
Well, Chigarimbo's now moved up into 3rd position again, tucked up behind Jess Edgar, having got back past Harvey Ryby. 25 seconds on the clock. Ryby runs wide. There's McComb, who's absolutely planted.
That's the race leader.
I don't believe this. He's going to lap them all.
Yeah, 4th in that little group, but Jess Edgar there out front of this group is in 2nd place, and the race leader there goes 3rd in the group.
Oh, wow.
He's going to lap the entire field. I've never, ever seen that. And we're just about to run out on the clock. So there's 1 lap remaining when they go through the start-finish line. He's definitely doing the whole field.
This is the difference between slick tyres and wet tyres in these conditions. You can see it demonstrated right before your eyes. Look, McComb just charges through. Plenty of grip. Now he's going to get through on Jess Edgar on the final lap. He's going to do the unthinkable. You would never think in a billion years, if you put money on this, going into Ladbrokes saying, my lad's going to win this race by a lap. He would never have taken the bet. He would have laughed in your face.
He's not. He's going to take his time. There you go, up the inside. And that's
I don't believe it.
The entire field. Never, ever seen that before. It's not often we get somebody just goes wets and everybody else goes slicks. We sometimes will get in a field, 3 or 4, maybe a half a dozen people go wets. Rest go slicks, and those half a dozen will finish out front. But you very rarely, I've never seen it, ever.
Astonishing. The man from Vickers Cross in Chester, Jacob McComb, is going to plant his way round this final lap. Absolutely in command. He laps the entire field. I can't believe I'm saying it. He's lapped the entire field.
He's 5 1/4 seconds faster per lap than Jess Edgar, who's basically
round the final turn. I don't believe it. Jacob McComb has dominated. He laps the entire field on his way to victory. He will dance on the D with delight tonight. Terrific stuff as the boy from Vickers Cross in Chester has done it. Chigarimbo 2nd after penalties applied. Lomliev is 3rd from Aaron Walker. So Edgar and Ryby are 5th and 6th from McLean, Rowledge and Dan Bolton. But what a win for Jacob McComb.
Sam Clarence, he came rushing over and said change to wets when everyone else stayed on slicks because it was raining, but everyone else thought it was going to stop. So thanks to Sam Clarence for the call, but yeah.
I was just going to say, who do you want to thank for your win? But I guess it's Sam Clarence then.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to thank Dulux, FTS, Kevin Williams, and my mum and dad.
So despite his off, Rowledge is the championship leader from Lomliev, Chigarimbo 3rd from Walker and Edgar, but you may never see a driver win a race by a lap at Super 1 ever again. Senior X30 next.